Today, we are going to be writing the introduction for the essay you have been working on. The purpose of the introduction is to give your audience first impressions. First impressions are important. How many times have you heard that? Well, it's true. Whether you're meeting somebody for the first time or if you're putting down the first sentence of a paper, your first impression is the most important. When we write our introduction, I want you to think general to specific. And to do that, we have this inverted or upside down pyramid. And you will see that the first thing we want is a general idea about the topic. So the really big topic. And then we're going to connect that with the thesis, or by using a skinnier topic or explaining ourselves more. And then we're going to end our paragraph with our thesis. Your introduction paragraph is going to be smaller than your body paragraphs because all it is a short glimpse into what your paper is going to be about. Now, there are two different options in which you can choose to start your paper. The first option is to start with a quotation. Now, when we start your paper, we start with what we call the lead. And you are going to lead into your paper. With this option, you can use a quotation or the words from somebody who is famous in the field or in the topic you are talking about. Now remember, when I did my thesis statement, I was talking about movies. So I want my first option to look at movies. My first quote is from actress Audrey Hepburn. And it says, actress Audrey Hepburn once said, "Everything I learned about life, I learned from movies." Or I can put the quote first and then put who said it afterwards. And it would look like this. "Movies allow us to escape and to dream and to gaze into the eyes that are impossible and beautiful and huge," says actress Nina LaCure. So those are my quotes that I can use, which is option number 1. Option number 2 for a lead is to give a definition or an explanation of what the big topic is. In this case, I would say movies are a great way for people to escape the boring routine of every day and pretend they are in another world. So now I have gone and written my lead. And now I have to connect that to my thesis statement, which is my really very specific answer to the question. So my big topic is the movies, and so now I have to connect that. So after the lead, I write a transition. It's going to be informative, and it's going to kind of narrow down to my thesis. Remember, think of that upside down triangle. How does what you are doing in the lead connect? And remember, you've already written your thesis, which is why we're doing the introduction after that. If you used a quote, you should explain how the quote connects to the question you answered for your thesis. If you asked a question for your lead, you need to answer that question. And if you gave a definition or an explanation, you need to tell how that big topic will connect with the smaller focus. The very last sentence of your introduction is your thesis. And we're going to refer back now to my thesis. And my thesis said, "My favorite movie is Beauty and the Beast because I can relate to Belle's love of books and I love to sing the songs." Remember, your thesis statement is answering the question, using part of the question in the answer, and giving 2 reasons why. And the question I was answering is, what is your favorite movie and why? And so again, I've used those words, my favorite movie. I answered the question and I gave 2 reasons. So what will an introduction look like? I'm going to show you my sample introduction, and I chose to start with a quote. Actress Nina LaCure once said, "Movies allow us to escape and to dream and gaze into the eyes that are impossible and beautiful and huge." Sometimes life is stressful or overwhelming, and watching a movie helps us escape to a different reality, even if that reality is a cartoon. Most people, like myself, enjoy some movies more than others because we can relate to or see ourselves in the characters. My favorite movie is Beauty and the Beast because I can relate to Belle's love of books and I love to sing the songs. This first part is my lead. Remember, I started with a quote and I told you what famous person said it. When I got to my transition, I had to explain what that quote meant, which was the first sentence, and then I had to explain how that was going to connect with my thesis statement, which was the second sentence. So that's why your link is usually 2 sentences. And then I have my thesis, which I've been working with the entire essay. Here are some tips to remember when you're writing your introduction. You should not say, "In this essay, I will tell you," because you're just going to tell us, and you don't have to tell us you're going to tell us. You just tell us. And remember that we practice writing thesis statements, and the thesis statement is just one statement that answers the question and gave reasons why. Remember to keep your introduction short. You're giving us a brief glimpse into your topic. Remember our upside down pyramid. Please do not give all the information from your body paragraphs. The body paragraphs are your support, so you don't need to use any of that now. The introduction needs to catch your reader's attention, so make sure you find a way to hook your reader right away. Give us a good first impression. Now it's your turn. Look at the thesis statement and the 2 body paragraphs you have already written. Complete the introduction paragraph organizer for your essay in progress. Be sure to use the thesis statement you've already been working on. Turn in the organizer to Schoology and type the introduction into your essay on your Colab and your Google Doc. Here again is a review of the general to specific for an introduction paragraph. Start with the really big, broad topic and refer back to your question for the keyword. Explain your lead and link it to your thesis, and then end your paragraph with a thesis. So your introduction paragraph really should only be about 5 sentences. Please ask us if you have any questions.